My name's Justin. I'm John's brother, for those of you who don't know, and wanted to do a review of the Sparrow Dream Hammock today. This is kind of my choice of hammock for when we go camping. I know John did the Hammock last time, so I figured this would be a good time to introduce my hammock. Did a lot of research before I went ahead and kind of did this, and wanted to give you guys some tips and what the specs are on it for those who may want to know. I can tell you right now, this is a 1.6 Hyper D. Total weight of cinch buckles, tree straps, and the hammock is 33 ounces, and that's with the hard cover. I know it's a couple ounces later with the bug net, which I'll show you a little bit later. And I know with the Hyper D 1.6, you're at a 280-pound weight limit. It's well, above my weight. I know this is 65 inches wide. I did get the XL Hyper D. I believe it could go up to 72 inches, which my dad uses a Darien, and his is 72 inches. I give you a little bit of information about width. So the zipper, I believe this is a size 5. I went with the bigger zippers. I know if you go with a smaller zipper, it will be less weight, which is why the Darien's often less weight than the Sparrow, because this actually has double zippers on both sides. Obviously, why you can switch it to the bug net. But I really wanted the hard top for when we do winter camping, just keep a little bit more heat in. One thing I did add, this is actually my addition, I tied some paracord in these kind of shapes inside and out, just to help me grab it a little bit, and it actually has that glow to it, so whenever my light hits it, it's super easy in the middle of the night if I have to get up and out. But other than that, going over here, another addition, while we're kind of talking about additions, I did get the Dutch clips. Just makes it so much easier to set that up. Like I said, I use 10-foot tree straps. Goes right to cinch buckle. I think cinch buckles are great. It's really not too much more weight. I know a lot of guys like their whoopee slings, but I'll stick with the cinch buckles for now. So as far as the inside, you do have a ridge line. Whenever you put it up, you do want to, when you're sitting in it, be able to kind of put a bend to it. It shouldn't be tight. That was one big thing that I learned. You get a flatter lay. Another thing you want so technically my head end would be over here because that's where my vent is. But for this instance, you always want your feet end higher than your head end. As you see, I have it this way, so my head would ideally be here, and I'd probably flip this, but I would just think that out a little bit better when I'm doing my initial setup. One other thing I didn't mention, these are actually underquilt hooks. I only use one of these on each side. I use this one and the other one when I set up my underquilt. I believe if you get it from UGQ, these work very well from what I've seen other guys use. So that's really nice, but it's very spacious for 65 inches. I got 65 inches because of my height. I'm 6'1". A lot of guys said if you got 72 inches, you'd swim in it and it'd be real flappy, especially when you get some wind. But like I said, my dad has the 72-inch Darien, and I don't see him bothered too much by that. Now I can say, I believe the smallest, the Hyper D 1.6, you get that in a 56-inch. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Zach had that in a Darien, and he said it was too small for him. Now, mind you, he's a lot shorter than I am. I believe he's 5'10", 5'11", and he didn't like that it was that small. He wished he would have got something more closer to this, or he even suggested getting a 72 for himself. So I think he's actually doing that, but that's something I'm sure you guys will see in the future. So I'm going to show you how to put the bug net on. It's pretty easy. I can tell you, when you get the hammock, it actually has these little pull-outs on both sides, and that's actually what they clip this to. It has a clip on it. Now it has it on both sides, so I actually think that's great because I actually have an extra one of these, so I'll almost use it as a gear stash on the top. Dream Hammock will actually make a gear stash. It almost looks like a mini hammock up in the corner, and you can put your stuff up there. I think that's great. They also do a ridgeline organizer. That's also great as well. But honestly, I find myself just fine with one of these being up here. But anyway, let me show you how to take this off. Has zippers on both sides, as I said previously, so it just kind of comes right off almost like a regular zipper. Let me get to the other side. So it comes right off, real simple. And just like that, that's off. So I just leave that hanging there while I get this on, so then I can stuff that in here once I'm done. I don't like to really put too much stuff on the ground to eliminate tears. Now when you're putting it on, one thing you really do want to watch, they always say with stitching, you kind of see that one's almost like a flappy side and the other side is not. You want to make sure that not flap side is on the outside. That would be the appropriate way to put it. So you kind of just roll that back. That has elastic in it, which is really nice. Helps keep it nice and tight. Really have never had any bugs or anything get in here, so. Now that's one side. These zippers are so smooth, I love it. Now I have spoke with the owners, Randy and Deanna. They're super nice people. That is another thing I could really say about this hammock company. Their customer service is impeccable. I did have an issue. I did get a Darien initially, and it actually came with a hole in my bug net. And I emailed them, and they gave me the option to actually get a Sparrow, which I took advantage of. And I am so glad I did, just because of the versatility. I'm not really a lightweight backpacker, so I didn't mind the extra couple ounces that a Sparrow, does have. So it works great for me. But there's the bug net. This is kind of like my summer outfit. I normally make the decision before I leave and pack my bag if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to do that. I normally don't change this out in the field. At least I haven't yet, but it's nice to have that option. But no issues with it. It's very see-through. Really can't complain too much with it. I really love how easy it is to get on and off, and I love that they add on the little pocket that you can put that in. Just really, they thought it through, and you could tell a lot of trial and error was put into the overall setup. So this is a great hammock. I would suggest it for anybody looking for a premium hammock. It is a little bit expensive for the Sparrow. It's $195. An extra $40 for the over quilt. Really do love the over quilt. Love the hammock. I do think it's worth every penny. The Darien is a little bit cheaper for those looking for a lightweight option, and you can get it in the same fabrics. The only real big difference is you'll only have one zipper on one side, so you can only enter from one side of the hammock, but you can always flip it if you need to. But it's a great investment for anyone looking to get one. I would, like I said, suggest it to anybody. We do have an overnighter coming up here. You will see me using this along with John, Zach, and my buddy, we believe my buddy Josh will be coming with us. They'll be using the Hammock. I'll be using this. Don't know what Josh will be using yet. But stay tuned, and if you want to check that out, subscribe, like this video, please. Very helpful. And look forward to seeing you guys in the future.